You have your son in the green room watching us right now.
Yeah.
How old is he?
9.
9. Okay, so he's got some decisions.
He's wincing right now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about him.
But what if, in terms of him building his career,
Yeah.
acquiring skills, generating wealth, based on everything you know about how people have made money through history, what are the prevailing skills that your son would have to assure that he makes money regardless of what the industry is?
Learn how to communicate. Learn how to get along with people you disagree with. I think that's a very underlooked skill in life, is particularly in a social media driven world where people have very different views on fundamental topics. Learn how to get along with people who you disagree with. Learn how to communicate. Those would be the top 2. Those are extremely high level. Like I'm not saying go learn calculus 4 kind of thing, or go learn engineering, but those are timeless skills. And I think those 2 skills can get you pretty far in life. And I look back at myself. I don't know if you had a similar example of this, but I was not a good student. My ability to do math is not any good. My grades in science were not any good whatsoever. I think if there are 2 skills that I didn't even know it at the time. I was not really like conscious that I was doing this, but learn how to communicate and don't be a jerk. Like just learn, because that for me as a writer, that was like learn how to communicate as writing, and in the writing business, learn how to get along with people so you can move ahead, move your career, like be nice to this person so you can move on up. I think you see that a lot.
What about in terms of money, making money? When you think about great people through history that have accrued a lot of wealth, what principles would you instill in him so that he had a money mindset?
It's hard for a parent. I'm not filthy rich by any means, but I've sold a couple books, and it's hard as a parent to be like, I want to use money to give you a good life, but I don't want to spoil you. The last thing I want is for you to be a spoiled little brat. And it's very difficult for a lot of parents to do that. And so one of the things that I want him to learn about money, and I want him to learn it in a very stark way, is like, learn the scarcity and the value of $1. And I think the only way to do that is to experience it firsthand. So when he was born 9 years ago, I wrote him a little letter, and I published this on a blog. And one of the things I said was, I hope you're poor one day. And I said, not struggling, not broke, but I hope the only way to understand the value of $1 is to experience the power of its scarcity. And I hope there's a period when my wife and I are able to say, like, look, like you're never going to fall flat on your face. You're not going to be homeless. You're always going to have good health care. But I hope you're able to experience the scarcity of $1 so you value it. I did. My parents taught me that in a way that they didn't need to, but they let me be poor for a while. And most people will experience it because they have, that's the situation they're in. So that's one thing I think about, and I think actually quite a few families deal with that, is like, how can you help your kids? And it goes beyond money. This is so many, the helicopter parent era is, I want to protect you from downside at all cost, emotional downside. And I think money is one of many topics in which you're going to learn the best by experiencing the downside.